let's look at some more DVD box sets. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to another DVD box set video. You might have thought all these were done ages ago. However, on top of my comedy shelves were a few more DVD box sets, a lot of them comedy ones, but some not, so it's time to show you those. So first up is this James Bond Ultimate Collection DVD box set. So this has been superseded by the 50th anniversary Blu-ray box set that I have. But keep this, and I have just, as I record this, although you will have seen it weeks ago, recorded my James Bond ranking list using these DVDs. But this is a nice little set. Pulls off. We've got a little J card on the back, and then comes in this nice case, and then there's individual MRAs for every film. Each film comes with a nice little booklet. All these were available separately, and then they're all 2-disc sets with loads of extras. So that's the James Bond Ultimate Collection set. Then a bit of comedy. So this is Jack D Live Stand-Up Collection. I was never a huge fan of Jack D when he first started. I used to watch his Channel 4 show and quite enjoy it, but it was never a big favourite of mine. However, since he started doing I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, he's gone way up in my estimation, and so I decided to pick this up. So this has got Jack D Live at the London Palladium from 1994, Jack D Live and Uncut from 98, the Best of Jack D's Happy Hour from 2000, Live at the Apollo 2002, and Live Again 2005. So I enjoyed these. There was some repeated material on them, which is a bit disappointing, but by and large enjoyed them a lot. Sorry, I sort of showed them like that, but then each slimline case has got the proper artwork from the original release on. This was a bargain. I got this in the works, I think, for something silly like $3.99. It's a British Comedy Greats 6 DVD set, and it contains Feriyan, Fattax End, A Home of Your Own, Simon, The Rise and Rise of Michael Rimmer, and Sir Henry at Rawlinson End. Now, only one of these is proper feature, well, two maybe, a proper feature length. But I would take each one in turn. Feriyan, probably the worst one of them all. It's a good cast. Wilfred Bramble, Joan Sims, Barbara Windsor. It's a black and white. It's a humorous take on the tradition of the British getaway, a classic sound effect comedy that sits along the likes of similarly praised titles like The Plank and Fattax End. So it's a silent, there's no dialogue. It's hard to explain, it's about a load of people going on holiday, but there's no dialogue, and it's okay, but as I say, probably the weakest in it. Then we have Fattax End. Ronnie Barker wrote and stars, starring Michael Hordern and Richard O'Sullivan as well. So this again is a silent comedy, basically, similar to some stuff that he did with the two Ronnies, but yeah, really funny. Highly recommend that. Then probably the one that surprised me most for enjoyment was this one, A Home of Your Own, starring Ronnie Barker again, Bernard Cribbins, Richard Bryars. So this is about a housing estate that's being built, basically, and the people trying to buy it and what have you, but it's full of good slapstick comedy, really strong. I would say I enjoyed that one a lot. Simon, which I'm desperately trying to remember. Graham Stark, Norman Rossington, John Junkin, Julia Foster, cameos from Peter Sellers, Michael Caine, Bob Monkhouse, Morecambe and Wise, Morecambe and Wise, Tony Blackburn and more. yeah, this is another silentish comedy about some crane people working on the cranes on a building site. I remember it was enjoyable. This was probably the main reason I got it. This is the Rise and Rise of Michael Rimmer, starring Peter Cook with John Cleese, Graham Chapman, Howard Pinter, Ronnie Corbett. It was partly written by John Cleese and Graham Garden, although not that much of their material was used in the end. But I really enjoyed this. So Peter Cook plays Michael Rimmer, who he's just sort of wheedles his way into an advertising agency and gradually takes over and becomes higher and higher in the ranks, and then goes into politics. And it's a satire. And although Peter Cook isn't the greatest actor, much as he was a comedy genius, I really enjoyed that. And then probably the biggest disappointment in here was Sir Henry at Rawlinson End, starring Trevor Howard and Vivian Stanshall. Vivian Stanshall from a Bonsai Dog Doodah band. And he sort of created this. I struggled with it. I'll give it another go at some point. But yeah, it didn't quite work for me. But yeah, that was a bargain, that set. And then we have the Ultimate Ronnie Barker DVD collection. It's a BBC box set, and this contains 7 of 1, which were 7 pilots. Well, 7 one-offs he did, but a few of them turned up to be pilots. Because Open All Hours came from this series, Prisoner and Escort became Porridge. Is there anything else? I think that's all that came off of this, but some really strong stuff in the other stuff as well. And then we have, I won't get them out, Series 1, 2 and the Christmas Specials of Porridge. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 and the Christmas Specials of Porridge, plus Going Straight, the sequel. All 4 series of Open All Hours. The Magnificent Evans, which is the weakest thing in it. This was a series he did where he played a Welsh photographer. Written by Roy Clark, who did Open All Hours, but yeah, just wasn't very good. And then Clarence, which was his swan song before he retired, which is an underrated classic. Then we have the 2 series of Moon Boy, which was a series created by Chris O'Dowd of the IT Crowd fame and many other things in it now. So O'Dowd is the imaginary friend of 11-year-old Martin Moon lives in an Irish family. It's basically just, a family story, but it's very good, very funny. The 3-disc collector's edition of Spaced. So this is the 2 series of Spaced and loads of extra stuff, a huge documentary and everything. Spaced, which is just wonderful. Monty Python's Flying Circus, a complete box set, so this has now been superseded by the Blu-ray set. But this has got all the TV series, plus some extras as well, including a deleted scene. The complete LOLO, so this is everything. I think there's a couple of sketches that they did on charity things missing, but otherwise it's all the series and all the Christmas specials. This was really strong. Not that long ago that I finished watching this, probably 6 months ago or something like that, possibly less. But it's amazing how well this stood up over all, 9 series? Yeah. Although there were some cast changes that didn't quite work, by and large, it stayed strong throughout. Frank Skinner, the stand-up collection. So this has got Frank Skinner Live at the London Palladium, both of which I used to have on VHS, plus Frank Skinner stand-up live from Birmingham's National Indoor Arena. It's just the standard cases slipped inside, but this is a good way of getting them all on DVD. But love Frank Skinner. Then we have a very dusty 2 Ronnies, the complete collection. And I was fortunate enough to buy this before the Jimmy Savile scandal, because it's now been edited and any Jimmy Savile sketches have been edited out, which you know, I can understand, but, you know, I like to have these things historically accurate. But this has got all 12 series of the 2 Ronnies, plus the Christmas specials, and then a disc of bonus stuff, which is The Picnic and By the Sea, which are 2, again, sort of silent, similar to Fattax End that we saw earlier, sort of silent-ish comedies, plus the 1 Ronnie, which is the show that was produced for Ronnie Corbett's 80th birthday, where Matt Lucas and David Walliams produced it and wrote some of it, and James Corden, Catherine Tate, Rob Brydon, Miranda Hart, Charlotte Church, Robert Lindsay all appeared in sketches with him. But yeah, really good box set. You know, some of the stuff hasn't dated well, but a lot of it is still very strong and very funny. Then we have a cat appearing in the background, you might suddenly see. Yeah, there she is, hiding behind Sherlock. We have The Complete Friends. Yeah, The Complete Series it's called. Let me just shut the door. Extended, exclusive and unseen. So this comes... So all 10 series, each in their own little amaret, and a nice book with all the details of all the episodes. And this has got the extended versions, which are a couple of minutes longer on each one. And put the lid on the wrong way around. And lots of extras as well, and some commentaries and all sorts in there. Okay, Not Going Out. This is the original box set I had, which is series 1 to 4. But then for Christmas a few years later, I got the revised version with series 1 to 7, plus the Christmas specials. So this was everything of the original run of Not Going Out until it was rested for a little while. Then he bought it back, and it was sort of set a few years later, where they were after they got married and had kids, which I still enjoy, but I haven't bothered picking up. It doesn't quite hit me the same way the original Not Going Out did, which was a brilliant sitcom. Then we have, as you've already seen in the background, Sherlock Holmes, a complete collection. So these are all the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes, made by Granada TV. 41 episodes on 23 DVDs, including all 5 feature-length episodes. This is what made me a Sherlock Holmes fan. I've mentioned this on recent when I did this. Not so recent when you will see it. But then inside you have them all Cinema Club releases. That takes me back. All the series in release order. But yeah, some wonderful stuff in there. And then finally we have Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, the collection. Love Laurel and Hardy. This is a really nice box set, 21 DVDs. And this has got, it's not complete, there's some stuff made for different studios that aren't on here, but this has got a lot of their short. Each one tends to be, it's not always, but a feature and then related shorts. The only sort of bummer on these is that it's got all the original black and white versions, but then for most of them it's also got a colourised version, and that's just a waste of space. You know, they probably could have halved the number of discs by ignoring the colourised versions, which are pointless. But some of them are also, let's find, yeah. So this one is Someone's Ailing classic shorts. So this are all hospital or illness themed shorts. Find another. Ollie and Matrimony. So that's all ones that are involved with Ollie being married, etc. Our Relations and, oh no, that's a thing. Murder in the Air. Yeah, so they're themed ones as well. But yeah, lots of really good, really funny stuff on there. Okay, so that's all my DVD box sets shown. Apart from any I haven't watched yet. I'm not sure there are. Yeah, there's a couple. But you will see at a later date. Yeah, so from here we move on to the rest of my comedy DVDs, which will take a while because there's a huge shelf full of them and they're double stacked. But yes, probably be up next week. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.